We've made some amazing advances in understanding the role of fossil fuel emissions in driving key characteristics of some of the worst climate extremes that we've had in the last decade or so. I'm Kim Cobb, Director at the Institute at Brown for Environment and Society and Professor in the Department of Earth, Environmental and Planetary Sciences at Brown University. And this is New Science, and I expect it will be featured quite prominently at COP27 on Science Day, which is rapid attribution. And what that means is a certain class of climate event that is extremely devastating. And on the heels of these kinds of events, climate scientists are able to go back, rewind the weather clock, if you will, and simulate those kind of atmospheric conditions that drove that event with and without greenhouses in those weather prediction models. And they do that hundreds of times for each scenario. And when they are all done, they can actually tell you how much fossil fuels have tipped the scales on that specific kind of climate event. They're also able to dial up fossil fuels in their weather models and tell us that if we hit 2 degrees Celsius of warming on this planet, that kind of event will be a 1 in 5 or 10-year event. So that's the kind of science that we're now able to do on individual events like that, helping us understand just how much we've tipped the balance already. We should really care about Science Day at COP27 because unfortunately, we're already paying the cost of these climate extremes and hits to our economy every single year. This is not a small number anymore. It's crept up to hundreds of billions of dollars per year in climate-related damages to our economy. So that's money that can't go into gas subsidies for lower-income folks that are suffering. That's money that can't go into state programs to help keep people fed and with available health care. That's a lot of money. Hurricane Ian, for example, total damage estimates are between $50 billion and $260 billion for that single event alone, making it most likely the costliest, they say natural disaster, climate scientists might say unnatural disaster in this nation's history. Now we understand the science that really links fossil fuel emissions to the severity of what we saw in Hurricane Ian. And we absolutely have to help people connect these dots and understand that this is already a kitchen table issue. We are already paying this bill, and it's only going to get worse. And by the way, there are a lot of solutions that are going to lower your monthly energy costs while saving fossil fuel emissions. One thing that I'm really interested to see at COP27 on Science Day is how much discussion is going to focus on the science of solutions. Since we already know so much about the coming climate impacts, I'm really curious to hear how communities are coming together, how nations are coming together to think about how to keep communities safe and thriving over the next decades of accelerating climate change.